Hello everybody and welcome to a Prehistoric Kingdom video here on my channel Elk Parks PK. I'm going to show you my resort, my African sort of safari themed resort inspired by some of the places I've been to in South Africa with a bit of a modern twist on some of it. So let's get into it. I'll show you a bit of a cinematic first of how this park kind of looks first. And then we're going to do a walkthrough, and then maybe a bit more showing off afterwards. So let's do that. Okay, now let's get into the walkthrough. Let's go. Where do I go? Yes, right here. And plop. Oh, I need to press play. Let's press play first. There, now everybody can actually enjoy their time. Okay, so here's the entrance. The entrance to the resort isn't custom, well, it is custom made, but it was built for my Hill of Kings build, where all my large predatory dinosaurs are, I have a bunch of moats, and the bridges have to go over the moats, and then they've got the sort of the boardwalk over top, so you can see the predators from above. So I pretty much just copy and pasted that part for this bit, but everything else after this is custom made. Here, let me bring this into daylight so we can actually get a good view of it. Oh, that guy's freaking happy. Look at him. Yeah, he's happy. Look, he literally is pointing at me, turning up the sunlight. Okay, back into it here. So we're going to head up this little ramp here, and going to glitch through all these people. Let's go into this building first. So I'm not even going to show you the main building yet. I'm going to show you, let's go into the aviary here. Like we've got, I just lowered the quality a little bit. It was lagging a bit too much for my taste as far as showing you guys this stuff. So here is Microraptor, and here is the aviary. As you can see, everybody's walking through here, taking pictures, having a great time. That guy's head's a bit funky. Yeah, here they are. Here's Microraptor Gui, or however you might say that. G-U-I, is it Gui? Gui? We've got a few other guys here. Yi Chi, I think that's how you pronounce his name. And we've got some Archaeopteryx down here hopping around. Really, this is an interesting structure that took me a little while to figure out, because I kind of made things a little bit not so symmetrical here on the roof. You see that's not a perfectly straight line, so I had to adjust things a little bit. It's a bit weird. But yeah, I quite like this. This is a great spot for everybody to be, you know, maybe you could pet the microraptors. You know, you could feed them seed. That's what I want this to kind of be. You know, you walk through the aviary, you get to see all the birds. Maybe they land on your shoulder, that sort of thing. But if we exit here, I just like this kind of gated area too. It gives the illusion that they couldn't leave if they wanted to, whilst letting the humans, you know, continually enter and exit the exhibit. And of course, we've got the sign here: "Don't feed your fingers to the animals," and we've got the little warning signs. But yeah, that's the gist of that building there. Let's oh, here, we'll take a look at this. That's a bit funny. You guys, actually, we need to put up signs that say "no swimming." Yeah, pointing and laughing at the turtles. That's great. Yeah, he's pointing and laughing like, you're not supposed to be in there, buddy. You're just not supposed to be in there. So, but yes, I do have the what are they, terrapins? Oh, frig, now I'm caught in my own trap here. There we go. This is where we're kind of blending the new water and the old water. As of recording this, it's pre-update 17, so we don't have the new water, not system, but water look, I guess? I don't know. So he's trying to pet the turtles. These guys are not supposed to be in here, so we'll call the park keepers to get them out after. And I like this building here. This is kind of, let's go to the front. Here we've got this lovely acacia tree, some elephant grass and rocks in between, and you can probably go into here and see we've got Compsognathus hopping around. And of course, in reality, so I don't have glass here, so obviously in reality they could jump out, but this isn't reality, and I would like people to be able to pet them. So we're gonna pretend like they can't get out, or they just don't want to get out. They like it in there. That's the gist of that. Let's move forward because I really like this spot here. Oh yeah, there's my Simosuchus right there. One of them, and there's another one way over there. But yeah, I love this open air, a little bit lowered pit. Let's hop in here for a second, go say hi. Well, hopefully I can get out again. Oh, I stepped on one. Hi, buddy. Hi, little cute fella. Or girl. Not really much sexual dimorphism here on those guys. Oh, let's get out of here. Let's go. Ah, freak. I gotta get out. Oh. We'll see how long this takes me. This is like, what am I playing? There we go. Okay, so we're out of here. Lovely. We get the lovely skylight up here to shine down on their lovely little heads. But let's move on. Let's head on over. Oh, I don't know if you like this kind of stuff, but you know, we'll make it look like maybe it's an old building, but something like this. The concrete or the whatever it is cracking. If we cross into here, got some gift shops. These colors aren't matching because there's the glitch where, you know, you try to change a color, it just turns to black right away. So I've kind of left that for now. It's not perfectly matched, but we'll ignore that for now. Go in here, we've got... See, I'm not super familiar with the vivarium animals here. I'm really familiar with all the exhibit ones, but I don't know the name of it. It's like, it's related to Lystrosaurus, I think. But my Permian knowledge is lacking, and that's what I like to get from these games. Like, yes, I want Allosaurus, yes, I want Stegosaurus, but give me those really lesser known ones that I just barely know about, because documentaries and media don't really teach us that much about them, and I only get just paleo art, which I love paleo art, but it doesn't help me learn the names I find. So anyway, so let's move on from here. And then we've also got this fella from the Cenozoic, and the armadillo guy, still don't know his name. I'm embarrassed I don't know, because I hate whenever I watch videos like this on YouTube and I go, how do you not know the name? You're playing the game. Here I am. But it's only because of the exhibit animals. I'm really poor with those. But holy shit, that's cute. He was rolling onto his... Oh. Okay. So, Blue Meridian, we need a belly rub feature for this game. Your keeper, as we play in first-person mode, needs to reach ahead and scratch their belly. But let's move on from here. I do want to show you the front of this again with that with this planter here, because you've got this center hallway here. You can go in either side of here, but you can cross this sort of exterior hallway. But I like going through here because then we get this lovely deck outside. I'm going to put an exhibit across here. I'm not sure what. I think I'm going to put Edmontosaurus, probably Regalis because I love the crest. But then we've got kind of this sort of structure there. You can see inside. I've got some more stuff over at this area, which, should I show you? Yeah, I'll just show you that now. It's not a major part. It's just, I like adding little details like this, and I love the birdhouses from the aviaries. But yeah, we can just imagine, I'm not sure if these rondavels here are going to be, if they're supposed to be more guests, like accommodation, or perhaps this is where staff stays, you know? This could be where on-site staff decide to, you know, should be a lot of staff for this resort, and I don't think these 4 rondavels would be able to, you know, house them very appropriately. So let's go this way. We're gonna zoom out of here again. We're gonna zoom past our pond. Lovely pond. Oh, I wish you could. Oh, jeez, I'm getting stuck. I gotta learn to stop jumping in there. But I wish we could add more sound effects. I think you could do that in Planet Zoo. But I'd love to have placeable sound effects where you could put like spring peeper noises, or, you know, maybe some. I'd love a local African type of frog here because I'm in the Ngorongoro crater map. I'm pretending it's South Africa, but it's the Ngorongoro crater, and I'd love to be able to place little, you know, tree frog sound effects around the pond to bring it to life a little bit. Anyway, we'll head this direction. So here, over here, we've got, this is a guest accommodations, so it's still part of the resort. Over here we have ice cream. We've got ice cream stand here. It's the exact same mirrored over here, so we've got that same building for accommodations, and then another, this is a different restaurant. I think I got, yeah, T-Rex here. Ooh, don't look over there yet. That's spoiler alert. But we're gonna go through here for a minute. And you're probably wondering, or you might be wondering, what is drawing the guests in and out of these buildings? I actually don't have any attractions in them. These are purely decorative. I guess I do have a couple vending machines down there, but that's not what, she's probably not going to go there. Yeah, so it's not the thing that attracts them. You'll notice that on this side, I've got, you know, they're coming from upstairs. Up the stairs, I've got more vending machines, but that's still not where they're coming from. Over here, you might notice this white glow, and it's because I've put, you might see them spawn here. I've got the guest spawners hidden in these buildings. Not just these buildings, there he goes. Not just these buildings, but the actual resort too, so that I know they're going to populate the resort buildings. They spawn from here. I do have an actual entrance to the park too where they also spawn, but it's great to be able to place those anywhere and hide them underneath floors. Because you can see down here there's the railing that's on the flat spawner, not the big stairwell one, but just the flat one. Anyway, so that's what's going on in this building and the opposite building. And so you know they have to walk all the way down this hallway, all the way down the stairs, and then all the way out. And it makes it look like everything's so much more alive and lived in, you know? Like it looks like maybe they're coming from their rooms. Maybe they've just come from their rooms and they've had an afternoon nap, or, you know, something like that. I'll quickly show you down this way. I don't want to go down this direction yet, but we'll head down here just for a real quick second. All the way down, all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. So we do have a lovely beach. My idea for this was, like, you know, the guests could walk down that path because it is a legitimate path. But, I mean, obviously they wouldn't come down here because they can't swim. But the idea was that they would be able to swim in this water. But you might be able to see over there, I've got that, you know, that homemade fence across the river to let the water through. Right across there is my Triceratops herd, and they're all over the river. So I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe you guys wouldn't care, but I'm pretty sure it would be absolutely flippin' disgusting to swim in this river when there's all the Triceratops crap coming down this way, because this is the way I have the river flowing as far as how I've designed the rivers to merge. But yes, let's skip out of that. We'll go back up through here, and we'll go back to the main drag here, the main strip. Boop. Whoa! I just ran into that guy. And we're going to turn right. Na 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 na. It's Jurassic. No, it's not Jurassic Park. Sometimes I let Jurassic Park influence the structures a little bit, mainly in my Hill of Kings area, which I could do a walkthrough of that as well in a different video. But I tried to keep everything as Bushveld, South African looking as possible. Over here you can see we've got braai areas, so you could come over here, have a campfire, and you could cook stuff. I've got all the firewood along here. I even got random little pieces of wood like that around just for realism's sake. But on the other side, it's the exact same thing. When I was making this area, or these areas, these two sandy areas, I was really struggling to figure out what to put there. And, some people were like, oh, put a water feature, put a garden. It just wasn't working because I really liked having this area open enough so that there's a really good view of the main building. And when I added gardens and I added like plants and stuff, I felt like it built it up and made this area too claustrophobic. So I decided to just go with this campfire picnic area instead. So we're gonna go around. I'm gonna go around this way. I'm gonna wait to show you the main building. Go around the pool. Here's one of the pools. They're both mirrored, twin pools. Oh, and I'll show you this. These are the lounging chairs. If you look carefully, this is just the snow pieces, the snow modular pieces, kind of made to look like a lawn or beach lounge chairs or lounge. I don't know. I've never actually been to a major resort like this. So yeah. Anyway, everybody's got the same candle and the same drink on the side. I wasn't going to screw around with making everything all individually different for that. And we're going to come over here. And over here we have our tennis court. This is a regulation tennis court, except for the sides. The sides are supposed to be wider than this. But everything else, I looked up the dimensions. I don't play tennis, but it looked like a good type of sport or activity to put on the resort. I hate golf courses, so you will not see a golf course on here. Ecologically detrimental. But yeah, this is a chain link fence. And frig, I can't even remember what I did for all this stuff. But yeah, this looks pretty banger. I don't know. I really like this. Anyway, and you can see you got a cooler under here. Some people left some stuff behind. And there's a broom. Anyway, let's get out of here. So let's go back to the main. I'm going to go back all the way around so that we can see the walk-up with the big T-Rex statue. Okay. Da 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 da. Prehistoric planet. So yeah, we got the T-Rex statue here. I do have a couple lights down here on either side of him to illuminate him at night, and boy, he looks cool. God, he looks cool. And this whole thing looks great at night, especially when I decide to put it on cinematic mode and almost kill the PC. But yes, we called it the Kingspan. It's me. I called it the Kingspan Lodge. I don't know. That sounded South African to me, but I couldn't find anything that was anything remotely similar to that in real life. But Kingspan. I don't know why, but I'm just question me if you want. Whatever. That's just what I call it. Okay. Let's head inside. We've got a couple benches out here. We go in, and whoop-de-doo. Here is our front desk. And it'd be nice if she was a bit fancier looking, or maybe she looked a bit more safari-like. She looks a little bit more like a carny working at the Tilt-A-Whirl, because this is the gift shop. I've just put a gift shop thing here. It's hidden. You can see it's kind of meshed in a little bit. It's not super pretty from behind, but it looks all right from the front. And I've got the vines along the side here. I've I've got the plants, the pots. I got some more details like that cracking up there. I really like that kind of those details. And then behind, got another little planter here. Got these dead stumps from the vivariums. Those are pretty nice. But let's see. Do you guys want to go left or right? The left room or the right room? Yes, this is a Dora the Explorer segment. Let's go to the right! And we're going to go to the right. So let's go to the right. Up these short little steps here. It's great to add little levels like that, so it's not just floor 1, floor 2, 4 meter high. That's boring. It's nice to add different heights and levels to things. So we come up here. Immediately to the left, when I was making the stairwell, I thought, perfect spot to put a little vivarium. So here we've got more of the, again, I'm drawing a blank on these vivarium species, but the terrapin or the turtle that's here, yeah, I don't know much about them, and I'm terribly sorry about all of that because I consider myself fairly knowledgeable on prehistoric things, and I'm doing very terribly for you. But here we've got I should add, I'm going to put on the screen who made these. And it'll be in the description too, because it's in the description of my Instagram post, but I just can't think of their names right now. But I got these skeletons and the fossil mounts from the workshop. I'm not too concerned about making things like the interior decorations as specific like this. I think this is what I want workshop for, because I'm not going to make a terror bird skeleton. I'm not that talented, and I'm so happy somebody else is. So here we go. We've got this Pteranodon fossil on the wall, which I adore. And we've got the terror bird here. I think this one was Gastornis. And then over here we've got Herrerasaurus here. And we've got Monolophosaurus here. I could probably make little plaques here. I made it look a little bit fancy museum-y. I don't want to... I didn't make a plaque. Okay, I put a lot of work into this, but I didn't put all the work into it. You know what I mean? Oh, this guy, yeah, he's having a hard time seeing from over here. I wonder, maybe if you got closer, bud. Just get a little bit closer. Yeah. Oh, okay. Never mind. So, yeah, we got these guys. I'll also quickly show you back here. So this goes out, but I'm not going to show you that yet. This is a... Maybe I shouldn't have bothered showing you this. This is apparently where I get my zookeepers to come in to screw around with the vivarium. I don't think this was necessary, but this looks bad back here and it's unfinished, so I'm going to back out. Bye-bye. Okay, coming back up here. We're going to go up here and we're going to go to the restaurant, because I really like the restaurant. Kingspan Lodge right there. Oh, look at this gorgeous view. Oh, wow, we've got Triceratops out there. Triceratops. You can get a view from the restaurant. You can get a view from a hotel room. Some of the hotel rooms. Some of them, not so much. Probably the cheap rooms. Head on into here. That guy's taking a picture with no phone and of this post. Okay. So here's our kitchen. Bit of a weird kitchen, I will admit. It's not super detailed, not gonna lie. I'm not really in industrial kitchens, or you know what I mean. My wife has, and she said this was okay. But I made all these different plates and all the cups out of the same modular piece. I put a random box up there. We got some lights there. Got some more bowls and more cups up here. See these little things? These are supposed to be salt, pepper shakers, different spices. Those are the big, like the posts that you would stop a vehicle from going through somewhere. It's a big post in the game, but you scale. That's what I love. One of the things I love this game so much, but this is one of the things I really enjoy about the game, is that you can just move everything around and adjust the scale and the length and the width and the height and to any degree you want. And so they have now become spice shakers, or what do you want to call them? All right, moving on from there. Got a little bit of a wood cutting board there. I made some cupboards, yada yada. And then this is where you would sit in an open air. It's all open air, so you get lovely breeze pushing through. And oh my god, This feels like that just felt like from Jurassic World when the kid opens the door and you just see. But yeah, I really like this. I like this a lot. Let's go this way because these are the ways to get to the accommodations. You can go this way, but we can get an upstairs view of the kind of museum area. But you can go through here, and here's some sitting area. Here's a little window over there, and then here's a bunch of the rooms. Same stuff downstairs. If we were to rush, oops, wrong button, rush all the way to the end, and go down the set of stairs, and then turn around the corner, and then go all the way back. Oh, by the way, here we go, right out to the pool. Pool access, look, you could be staying right here in this room. I should put room numbers. You could be staying right in this room, and then boom, walk right out, go to the pool. And also, from these rooms, I should show you, you would get a great view of the Triceratops enclosure. So let's go back through here, and back into the museum. We're going to go to the left side now. And right away, this big room opens up to a large Tyrannosaurus mount, and this guy is walking right through it, has no respect for the museum, touches the exhibit. What an asshole. Anyway, you, sir, you these guests are weird. Anyway, we got this fireplace here, which is a nice little touch, I find. Good, add a little warmth here for the T-Rex, which is dead. But we got plants up here as well, add a little bit of green. And there's also a second level up there. It's a little bit different from the first one. Let's go up, which also connects to the restaurant. So let's go up here. Here's the bathroom for the restaurant. I almost forgot to put one in, so I added it up here. And you can see the T-Rex mount from up here. And I fell down. And then, yeah, you can see you can jump right back into the restaurant here. Ta-da-da, look it up here. Oh, I just, like I've been to South Africa, and I just yearn to go back. And to go anywhere at this point. And I just love things like open-air restaurants, tropical or subtropical or bushveld vibes, and like these lights, the hanging lights like that. Oh, like at night, it's just the vibe. That's my vibe. I don't like clubs. And if I'm going to be out somewhere with nightlife, other than actual nightlife in the outdoors, like on safari, this is what I love. I love a nice, warm-looking, cozy restaurant with open air. We get the warm breeze through. It's fantastic. So let's go back out here. And again, we can go into the other accommodations. Same sort of thing over here. Yeah, you can see the pool area. Oh, come on. Don't you want to stay here? I wish this was real and I wish I owned it and I just want to visit and I want to be here. It's not even just because of the dinosaurs, right? Like, this is ridiculous. I love this so much. Yeah, so let's keep going. What I think I'll do now, I think I can walk out here. No, I can't walk out here. But let's go out this way, and we'll go back. Fake door, just more decoration there. I like these lights to illuminate. I should show you in the dark, but I don't want to just run through the whole thing again in the dark. So let's go outside. So out here we got a lovely grass field. Like, kids could be out here playing, maybe set up a picnic, blanket, whatever you want to do. But let's go this way. And we're going to turn left. We're going to go out onto the boardwalk. And the game's going to save. There we go. And look at this. Lovely. Lovely, 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 lovely. If your favorite dinosaur is Triceratops, comment that down in the comments, please. Not just Triceratops, but I love ceratopsians so much. Like, I have a whole ceratopsian shelf up there. I love variety or biodiversity, really. Like, in the amount of different and unique looking skulls that all these ceratopsians have. I love IDing things. Like, I bird in real life, and like I go birding and I identify birds, and it's one of my favorite things to be able to identify a bird just based on you can understand how it looks. And same with things like antelope. I love IDing antelope, and it's the same sort of thing. Or antelope, deer, same stuff, all like the ungulates. And it's the same thing with ceratopsians. I love looking at the skull and being like, ah, yes, I recognize that as a Cosmoceratops, and you can tell why. So yeah, it's and plus Triceratops is everybody's favorite, and I figure in a park like this, you would put Triceratops in the area that would be relatively friendly for people to look at without being eaten. You know, like I'm sure a Triceratops could hit this with its horns if it wanted to, but you know, we'll pretend like maybe that's not going to happen. You know, they're just out of reach, that they're not going to bite your arm off if they're in a bad mood, because the Triceratops would undoubtedly do that to you. So we're going to go this way. And here we have this lovely outdoor fire pit area too. But this isn't like the Bry area where you might be cooking hot dogs over the fire, you know, having your picnic. This is almost the cozy romantic spot when you you want to settle down for the night. Maybe you want to curl up with your loved one right here. Oh, honey, this is so romantic. Thank you for taking me to Foca Naledi Game Reserve. That's what it's called, by the way. Should have introduced that at the beginning. But maybe if you follow anything that I do, maybe you'd remember that. Foca Naledi Prehistoric Game Reserve. Foca Naledi is the Sesotho words for ancient star. So you might recognize Naledi as in Homo Naledi from the Rising Star Cave near, I think it's in Mpumalanga, I think, province in South Africa. If not, it's Limpopo. I can't remember. I think it's one of those two. Tell me in the comments. I Google it afterward, and you can just tell everybody in the comments. But yeah, it's Foca Naledi, Ancient Star, Prehistoric Game Reserve. I thought that was a very appropriate name for this whole thing. So yeah, you get this lovely area, you get the tiki torches. I even made this kind of chain link thing because before, you know, it's just the same as that side, and there was nothing to stop people from, you know, dumb people do dumb things and they jump into enclosures. So I made this, and I really enjoy this. Yeah. Anyhow, let's skirt back to the other side, and there's not much more to show on the other side. I might jump into the Triceratops enclosure to show you a bit, but if you go down here, you know, it connects this way from around the tennis court. And also, I have that other side trail that links up to the other accommodations in that other trail that goes down to the river where you would be swimming in dino crab.
That is one big pile of shit.
And that is pretty much the gist of it here. I don't think there's anything left to show you other than, yeah, let's go over to the Triceratops area. So the Triceratops area, I have added, or I've already had these things made before. And I like plopping them around in different places, sort of like a hide, but you know, it's a little more open, so it's not really hide. Let's plop down in here, go up the steps, and yeah, you can get a really good view of the Triceratops here along the river. You can see the hotel down there in the distance. There's also a spot for the staff to get in this way, and this I like. It seems like a really realistic detail, but these steps just, you know, sunk into the mud a little bit. And walking down to the riverbank. I don't know why I love that so much. I feel like I'm tooting my own horn, saying how much I love the stuff that I made. But I'm very happy with this. You can see like where I've made the wildlife paths where they'd be walking the most. I always do that in the enclosures. I always make it look like there are frequently used trails, because that's how game trails happen in real life. The animals are very habitual. So are we, by the way, as humans. But, you know, they're going to take relatively the same paths back and forth to get to their water sources, to get to their food sources, to get to a spot where they prefer to bathe, to get to spots where they would like to, you know, lay eggs or, you know, get to a den or something like that. So that's kind of what we've got going on here. And the same with all my other enclosures. I like to keep it realistic like that. And yeah, this is pretty much the gist. Oh, well, I guess I didn't quite show you. I made these diving boards. I made them a couple of years ago, actually, for a different big resort thing I had made that I called the Marvin, named after Nigel Marvin. And that one, while it's definitely good for a really good first big build that I made, it doesn't hold a candle to this place, by geez. But I like to reuse some of my assets where I can. So yeah, there's the diving board. It's actually much bigger, but because this is it's not a very deep pool, I didn't put a very big diving board. And I think in reality, there would be some sort of health and safety standard where there's no way you'd be diving into this pool, in my opinion. But here we go. So this is the Kingspan Lodge Resort, Safari Resort. Oh, right. No, there is one more thing I got to show you here. Technically, I should have started down here. So, coming up the hill, I got this lovely sign out here, and of course, you would be taking a picture in front of that, wouldn't you? It's like the Banff sign in Banff National Park. Everybody has to take their picture in front of it, and this would undoubtedly be where a bunch of selfies are taken, or somebody sets a tripod up right here, and then boom, take your picture. And I've got these. This just a bit of realism. It's a very makeshift looking arrow made out of wood, and I feel like this is fairly accurate to what you might have in a place like this. Put up a wooden arrow structure like that, sign, and then down the way a little bit more, another one, and this time I labeled it because there's no giant sign right next to it. And then here we go, all the way over here, the entrance. We're back to where we started, but I also do have another arrow like that over here, just inverted, obviously. Yeah. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this. It took me a while to make this. It took me a while to get the motivation to actually make these videos as well, because I gotta be honest, speed builds, not very fun to edit. I've edited tons of wildlife footage and documentary stuff and short film things. Well, not a ton of short film, but a couple short film stuff. And they're way more fun to edit because there's a narrative. But these ones here, boy, it's almost like, it's just, it's a slog, I find. But, so, I hope that with that in mind, you enjoy that I put that sort of work in to something I don't like putting the work in for. But making the entire thing, this whole resort, was the fun part, and it really came together nicely, in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. Subscribe, share, turn on the notification bell if you want to. I don't upload very often, so I don't know if it's worth it or not, but maybe do it anyway. And yeah, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys. I'll be talking to you real soon. Thanks for watching.